talk about test strips, not stripping.
No.
Just test strips.
strips.
Okay, so let me ask a couple of questions.
Sure.
Why are there different test strips?
So depending on the chemical system that you use, so if you use like chlorine and bromine or bromine, they're going to have a certain test strip that tests for those two sanitizers.
Okay.
And then if you, yes, thank you. And then if you, let's say you use salt in your swimming pool or your hot tub, salt strips are going to be a whole other thing because they test differently than the chlorine or bromine in a regular setup. The frog system, we've talked about the frog, at ease, the floaty one, the inline one, it tests completely different too, even though it is a chlorine-based system. So they have their own test strips that are specific to their product line.
And why would that be? Like, why?
Their formulation.
Would these work in regular ones also?
You could definitely use the chlorine bromine test strips in a frog hot tub, but a frog at ease system, it's not going to work for testing a regular chlorine tub because it tests differently. The chlorine bromine test strips have 4 things they're testing, or have a range that you compare. This only has 1 square that you try to match up for the frog because their chlorine is formulated differently than granular, or people call them pucks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's good to know.
And then if you want more information, typically test strips test for sanitizer, alkalinity levels, pH, and calcium. But if you want more, if you want free chlorine, combined chlorine, they have 6 in 1. So that just offers you more information about what your tub has. And one of the things that people are becoming more and more cognizant of in hot tubs and swimming pools is phosphates. Phosphates come from soap. Sometimes municipalities add it to our water. If you're in a rural area and there's farming, sometimes fertilizers has it. So your phosphate level will climb, and that can cause some problems. So there's also phosphate test strips. So if you're just worried about your phosphates, you can bring your water here. We're happy to test it. We do free water testing, and we can test for phosphates, any of that stuff, or you can grab some of these. One that we don't have here is another test strip that tests for a system that's completely chlorine and bromine free. It's called Sirona, and it uses biguanide as the sanitizer, and so it tests completely different. You couldn't use any of these with that system. So it's really important to know what sanitizer you're using so that we can direct you to the right test strip or testing system.
Okay, so free water testing here, which gives
All
you
4 stores.
a lot of information,
Yes.
plus if you do need something to balance it, you can get it while you're here.
Right.
And, or both, you can find out for sure which system you need so that you get accurate testing at home for when you can't bring it in.
Yes, 100%.
Okay.
Yeah. And when you come in, we get to see your faces, and that's my favorite part of the job.
Aww. And this is a testucation.
This one. It is a testucation.